Hey everybody, it's Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin, and this is the second part of my worst characters in WWE, characters, gimmicks, worst part in WWE, the series. Basically this is me just going through a whole bunch. Just a whole bunch of gimmicks from the most obscure to the ones where it's like, God, I love this wrestler, but this gimmick was shit. These are actually from comments that I received on my first video, which I really appreciate, by the way. And anybody that comments, if I don't get to your comment, except there are a few people banned from my channel that might try to, comment from a different channel, I'll figure out who you are and ban you again. These are cool people that comment. They were nice, they were personable, so hey, thank you very much for coming. And I'm going to get right to it, and I wrote down their YouTube handle, even though they would be able to figure out, hey, that's stuff I suggested. Here it is, Blackbox with 2 X's, 86. Thank you for saying these in. These are some of the ones that they picked as some of the worst. And feel free also to comment with more if you can think of any. Akeem, the African Dream, yeah, for being the one-man gang, and by the way, the one-man gang was a great gimmick because it was a cool monster heel. Akeem was still a cool monster heel and had a great theme. I mean, Jive Soul Bro by Slick was great. But yeah, it was ridiculous. It was a play on Dusty. That's what it was. It was a white guy from the deepest, darkest regions of Africa with a black accent. I mean, not that Dusty was from the deepest, darkest regions of Africa, but Dusty did the jive, soul, talking and that kind of stuff. That's what Akeem was. Akeem was a dig at Dusty. And it worked to a point. I mean, one of Akeem's last matches, I believe, in WWE, at least for a while, was against Big Boss Man at WrestleMania 6. And then he was kind of quietly phased out and showed up in WCW a little bit later as One Man Gang. But yeah, Akeem was pretty ridiculous. I mean, theme was cool. Pretty ridiculous. Kerwin White. What were they doing? I mean, Chavo Guerrero was never more than a mid-card champion at best, but he was still a really good worker. What was this? I mean, this was just bad. He was spitting on any Mexican heritage that he had and, whitened his hair and had Dolph Ziggler as his caddy. No, seriously, he actually had Dolph Ziggler as his caddy before he became, well, I mean, he wasn't named Dolph Ziggler, but he was then named Nikki in the Spirit Squad and overcame that and became Dolph Ziggler, a pretty hard-working talent who kind of has undercut a lot of his own success. But yeah, Kerwin White, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, Chavo Guerrero, you could tell Chavo was uncomfortable doing it. I mean, he gave it the best go he could, but bad. It was just, Kerwin White was really, really bad. Thankfully, they ended it when Eddie passed away. I'm just saying, it's sad that Eddie passed away, but thankfully they at least ended it and didn't continue this. And Chavo was allowed to at least, carry on the family name after that. Not, the gimmick wouldn't have had much, much more of an ability to go on before it died. I was trying to think about it. Didn't have much legs left underneath it, but it was pretty shitty. It's just really sad that it took Eddie's death to end the gimmick. Anyway, now we go into Finley as a face, and I gotta agree now. I mean, I love Finley. Finley's a great athlete, great heel, great talent, and he was likable in the sense you could tell that he was a great wrestler, and that those that really knew that he had a hand in a lot of women being so successful for a number of years, like Trish, Lita, and that kind of stuff. I believe Molly Holly, I believe even he helped train. I know he worked with them. I don't know if he trained them specifically. But anyway, Finley as a face, yeah, it just didn't work. His style worked better as a heel. He was better as an Irish, anti-American heel. That's what worked great when he was Belfast Bruiser in WCW. But yeah, then an injury almost ended his career. Thankfully, it didn't. But yeah, Finley as a face, not all that good. Hornswoggle. I don't hate Hornswoggle the person. I hated the gimmick. I hated just the fact that he was the last Cruiserweight champion in WWE for nearly 10 years. I mean, it's like just over 9 years before they crowned TJ Perkins the new Cruiserweight champion. Yeah, the fact that Hornswoggle last held the championship before they, did away with it for 9+ years, bad. Really bad. I don't hate the guy. It was terrible because it's like anything they put him in, it almost killed it. And that's not knocking his talent. Just, the thing is, the midget wrestlers have a very short shelf life, and no, that's not a play on words. It's kind of funny, actually, now that I think about it. But no, it was not knocking him. It's just they have a very short shelf life. Try not to laugh. Because I keep thinking back to King's comments during the the 6-man mini match, midget match they had at Royal Rumble 98, where, granted, King's humor could get kind of overbearing. His short jokes that night were great. But anyway, yeah, but Hornswoggle, I mean, he lasted 10 years. I guess he was likable and people enjoyed his, he was fun to be around and everything, and that's good. But no, just the gimmick was crap. Not the guy, just the gimmick. Isaac Yankem, DDS, currently running for mayor in Tennessee. In Tennessee, I don't remember the town that he's running for mayor in, but Kane, aka Kane. Good luck to him, by the way. Isaac Yankem was silly. I mean, it's like he had some goofy gimmicks before. He was a Christmas creature. He was Unabomb. He was a Christmas creature, like, some in another promotion. And he was Unabomb in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And he became Isaac Yankem. Then he was Fake Diesel. I mean, not that one was any better, but I think I already talked about Fake Diesel at some point. And if I didn't, I'll talk about him at no point. In fact, Isaac Yankem was just really bad. It was Jerry Lawler's dentist and not good. And even though the guy was a good athlete, his most notable feud was with Bret Hart. And in fact, I'm just going to go to Fake Diesel because, come on, it was Fake Diesel. Glenn Jacobs was in great shape back then, better shape than Nash was. But, yeah, Fake Diesel was really, really bad because it was not good. And same with Fake Razor Ramon. I mean, what in the world was that about? Fake Diesel and Fake Razor Ramon were not suggested by Blackbox 86. I just thought I should rant on them for a second. Yeah, both those were just really not good, and it was a bad idea to do that. It went over like a fart in church, as some have said. But now back to what they suggested Blackbox with 2 X's 86 did. That is, Deuce and Domino. It should have worked, but it didn't. It's like what didn't help was after the vignettes, they show up and they face Kendrick and London. And in one of their their first big pay-per-view match, they lose. Instead of winning the tag titles right there. So Kendrick and London can continue their streak and, get a personal record, I believe. It undercut everything Deuce and Domino did. They won the titles for a couple months and then lost to MVP and Matt Hardy, who were in a feud, who were an unlikely team. And yeah, the gimmick could just never get back on track. And it's sad because both are pretty good athletes. Domino, Cliff Compton, Deuce was, of course, Sim Snuka. Sad that he lost his dad, that is. But yeah, neither guy could really recover from that, which is a little bit sad because, like I said, both are good athletes. But yeah, this 50s gimmick, the theme was cool. The theme was great. The theme was absolutely great. The girl that played Cherry, I think, deserved a little bit better. But yeah, gimmick just fizzled out. The Oddities. Hated the Oddities. Absolutely hated them. Golga, played by Earthquake. I mean, I didn't hate the wrestlers. I hated the gimmick. Because Kurgan was a goof at that point. Tall goof. Scary. I would not mess with him. Golga was played by Earthquake, who had actually lost some weight at that point. And it's pretty sad. I think one of his last big pay-per-view matches under the Golga gimmick, I actually think his last pay-per-view match was Royal Rumble 99. And then they disbanded the Oddities shortly afterwards. But he did have a moment in the Gimmick Battle Royal at Mania 17 as Earthquake again. That was kind of cool, but he had lost so much weight by that point. He ended up succumbing to cancer, sadly, a few years later. But yeah, the Oddities, I mean, Kurgan, I mean, Giant Silva. Yeah, Giant Silva. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I mean, what was that? What was that? Not Giant Baba. Giant Baba was great, but just Giant... Oh, my God. I mean, that guy, he was a little bit better than Khali, but that's not saying much. Ugh. He was not that good. Apparently, it was a joy to be around from interviews that people have said about him, which, okay, cool. And then, yeah, Kurgan. I mean, Luna was in there. You know, sad that she's passed away. Yep, Oddities were just bad. I mean, yeah, the ICP Insane Clown Posse theme, but whatever. I didn't really care for it, honestly. Flash Funk, boy, Too Cold Scorpio deserved better than this. My God, he deserved better than this. Yeah, just, it's like, I mean, as good of an athlete as he was, the entrance was flashy. People say, oh, he had hot women with him. That's a matter of opinion. I didn't think they were hot, but that's just my opinion. It was cool, but it was very Vince McMahon taking what was a great athlete who should have just been displayed as Too Cold Scorpio, and he made him Flash Funk, and no, it was not good. For the big entrance he had, I think it's Survivor Series '96. After that, I think he was gone within a year. I think he was back in ECW within a year, maybe a year and a half. Yeah, Flash Funk, and the theme, it gets stuck in your head, but then you realize it's not very good. Fantasio, at least I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He was a magician wrestler. And then he debuted, and then he made a disappearing act and was never seen again. No, it was not a good idea at all. Not really. I mean, it's like he looked like he had fun with it. I mean, some of the tricks were kind of cool, I guess, when you're younger. But yeah, the guy was gone like really quickly. Just boom. Okay, and then the artist formerly known as Goldust. I mean, Goldust was already dressed weirdly anyway, and I mean, even showed up. It was stripped down to women's lingerie at WrestleMania 12 in '96 when things were a little risque, but not as risque as they got in '98, '99. And he like had snapped, and he was not, actually, I think I take that back. I think it was '97, '98. So I remember he actually feuded with Vader at the '98 Rumble, and he was the artist formerly known as Goldust. My timeline of events is a little off. Sorry about that. But I don't know. He tried, and it was just an artist formerly known as Prince. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince Iukea that they did in WCW. That wasn't a good idea, and I will get to WCW gimmicks a little later. But yeah, artist formerly known as Goldust. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I will actually get to the other comments, the YouTube comments here later, as the show's running a little long. So thank you to Blackbox with 2X's86. Thank you very much, and I will look forward to any more comments from you and anybody else on this. So do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link is in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin, and I will see you soon.